Chapter 8. You have a unique skill set. How does that correlate to the civilian workforce? Well, hell, I don't know. It's all going to depend on what your skill set is. You could be a scout sniper. That could correlate to a SWAT unit if that's what you choose to do. You could be a space person. I don't have to tell you about that job. It's exciting. You probably enjoy it, or you might be at a point where you're frustrated and tired of it and you're looking to do something new. Totally up to you. Once you figure out how to utilize your skill set to go into the civilian workforce, it'll probably be pretty easy. The more important thing, your skill set is important, but you have to remember to take into consideration all of the things that you've learned over your entire tenure. From your growth of joining the service to the position that you're in now. Think of all of the different skills that you've learned along the way between discipline, organization, planning, executing, operations, logistics, communications, administration, human resources, people management, property management, financials, a POM, the annual funding, budgeting, that's the word I was looking for. And all of the other stuff in between. If you take, for instance, the simplest thing, your finances. Your finances is every penny that you've ever made and how you've put it to work. Buying your homes as you've moved along. Buying your vehicles and still continue to have a paycheck. Starting a family, growing a family. Buying groceries on a daily basis, budgeting. That is the big one, that is the most important thing that you bring to whatever you do. It doesn't matter. That is the most important. You know how to manage money. If you're in a leadership position, you've learned how to manage people. Managing people is huge, and that can go across multiple different fields. It doesn't matter how many people you have managed. The fact that you've managed them is important. If you take managing people and operations and mix them together, you're executing things. The most important thing for you to realize is that the vocabulary that we use in the military doesn't always translate to the civilian workforce in our mind. This goes back to something that I said earlier, is don't discount what you've done. Everything that you've done was for a purpose and for a reason, and there's every bit of what you've done that relates to the civilian workforce. It's just that they use different words. So don't hesitate to apply for a position that you believe that you can fill because of the words. Words mean things, yes. But there are words that aren't used during military tenure that reflect what we actually accomplished as if you were doing it in the civilian sector. Now, you don't have to blow fluff up anybody's tailpipe if you have the experience and the knowledge. It's just figuring out how they're ready to receive it. So that's another skill set you learned, was communication. So learning how to utilize the words properly and executing those words properly to a potential hiring manager, based on your experience and skills, you're probably overqualified for the position that you think you can fill. Believe it or not. I would lay money every time somebody sits down in an interview that they discount themselves because they're unsure that the position that they're applying for, they don't have the qualifications for it. I'll lay money on it every time. I'm a perfect example of that. I've discounted myself my entire life. I've been blessed so many times because of the people that I've worked with. And they were the ones that told me that I was the one who would be able to fill that position without any issues. I've been lucky enough that God has blessed me with the ability to learn almost anything at a rapid rate that most people don't realize they can do. Spending time with the people that you work with and listening will accomplish tenfold of you doing it by yourself. So that's another thing that you have learned as well, is being able to listen, or being coachable or trainable, whatever the word you want to use. That skill set is very rare to come by. The experiences that you've had, the education that you've received while in uniform is beyond reproach, especially if you're a senior officer and you've had command. The amount of things that you've been able to accomplish during your tenure is amazing. The things that are afforded to you once you take the time and look. If you're ever in a jam and you don't think that you're capable, grab one of your buddies. Ask them, hey, do you think I'm qualified for this? Do you think I could do this job? Go to one of your superiors, one of your leaders, your mentors, and just say, hey, I was thinking about this. Do you think I'm capable of doing this, or am I qualified? Once you get that feedback, then try and find a recruiter, talk to somebody that's outside the system, and just ask, say, hey, I was looking at this thing based off of, my resume that I have now. What do you think? Is this possible? A good way of doing that is going and talking with like headhunters and job recruiters, job fairs. That's never thought of adding that to this earlier. Job fairs are a great source of feedback. That's where a lot of people reach out to you who see your capability and your skill sets, and they can apply it to their positions. So something to really think about. All of the things that you've learned over your lifetime while providing, service to the country, don't discount it. You've accomplished a lot. Take advantage of the opportunity that's put before you when somebody is willing to help you with a position. And use your network. Do not hesitate to reach into your network. There are so many that are out there you can lean into. And I'll add a bunch of resources into the back of the book, depending on your location. Every state's going to be different. Every base is going to be different. I will have a few that are available via some of the social media sites that make it real easy to connect with people, especially if you want to relocate, and that would probably be an easy fix. So I hope you enjoyed this chapter, and let's focus on your skill sets.